Who remembers this armoire from last year?
Boy, I do.
Oh, well, you better. Man, this piece was our first extreme makeover.
It took 3 weeks.
3 weeks, and it gave us a run for our money because we really had no idea what we were doing.
But boy, I learned so much.
We learned so much. So we're going to be sharing things that we wish we would have known while we were doing this flip.
Amen to that, sister.
Daughter.
One of the most important things that we've learned over the last couple of years is that all of your supplies do not need to be super expensive.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, really. So for cleaning, we chose a no-name brand Dawn-like soap.
Yeah, just a really good degreaser that can get all the gunk off.
Yep.
And then finish with a good rinse.
Yep, and that just gives you a great foundation for your prep.
So we just want to remove this back so that we have easy access to those shelves, because those shelves have got to go. So thanks, Pops, for stepping in while I was still working full-time at another job, getting rid of those shelves so that we could chop them down.
Ah, yay, success. One of the things we learned is that armoires do not sell very well. They don't sell for much money at all, right? So what are we going to do with this piece, Dani? Or what did we do with this piece?
We definitely needed to give it a new purpose, and we've decided to turn it into a bar. Or a beverage cabinet, any beverage cabinet.
Right, yeah. So we had to dismantle it, take out all those funky shelves and rebuild it.
For the outside of this bar, we're going to be painting it all. So Mom's just giving it a good scuff sand, and she's using a 180 grit. She's going to go over the whole thing, wipe it down, and then we can start adding the paint.
That was one nice thing. This was in pretty good shape, the outside of it. I don't remember having to do any wood fill, so that was nice.
For those of you who don't know, we live in Phoenix, Arizona, and it gets hot in our garages and our workshops.
Very hot.
So this year, we're going to have to start working much earlier each day.
That's probably why it took 3 weeks. One little challenge we had, and I thought it was going to be little, was this bent hinge on one of the doors. So I took it down to Ace to try to find a replacement, and there was nothing the same size.
And how did that make you feel, Mom? Did it make you unhinged?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe she went there.
That was my first pun in my entire life, I think.
With the help of Pops again, we had to figure out a way to make the new hinges fit properly. And oh my gosh, what a chore. We got out the chisels, we got out the Bondo.
So, lesson learned.
What?
There's this amazing tool that we already owned called the Oscillating Multi-Tool. This would have taken care of that in 2 minutes.
I had no idea you had that. And I actually still have no idea how to use it.
I'll teach you. When we removed those shelves, it left some big gouges in the inside of this armoire. Thankfully, that's an easy fix using Bondo. So when you make the Bondo, you're just going to mix the normal compound with a hardener, and then you have just a few minutes before it dries. So apply it to the areas you want it to go, let it completely dry, and then you're going to go ahead and sand it down so it all becomes flush with your original piece of furniture.
Do you have to sand it?
Oh yeah. I'm sure you guys have heard of Bondo before. It's often used for car repairs, but it works great with furniture repairs as well.
It's the best.
It is. It's a very sturdy, much sturdier than normal wood fill. So
I think it's sturdier than just wood. If only it weren't so stinky.
How rude. I love the smell of Bondo.
That's another story.
We're going to cut down the original shelf. Pops is using a skill saw to do that. Looking back, rather than using the skill saw, we should have just used our table saw. It would have been quicker and easier to cut down this shelf.
All right, so one thing we did do right is we found Dixie Belle's silk paint, which is an all-in-one paint. It has a built-in primer and a built-in top coat.
But man, Mom, think how much quicker this would have been if we had our sprayer back then.
Oh my gosh, that would have been heaven.
The other thing too, Dixie Belle is good, but after we did a review, we found that Melange 1 is by far our favorite mineral paint because it's even more durable than this Dixie Belle silk.
It really is. It doesn't scratch. I mean, it's a dream.
And we'll leave that link to that video review right up here in the top right corner.
But this color, in case you're looking for it, is the Silk in Anchor. It's their blackest black color. Look at these great handles. We got them from eBay. They're just some old vintage handles from, I don't know, the 40s, 50s, 60s.
I'd be so curious to see what piece they originally came from. They're really cool looking.
They are, but they were dirty. So we used our famous hardware soup, which is
half vinegar, half water, boiling it in a pot for 20 minutes with the hardware in there, and then scrubbing them down, adding a little bit of Barkeeper's Friend and giving them a good scrub. You guys, we have been on YouTube for almost a whole year already.
Wow.
And it is because of you. Thank you for being here and thank you for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and do that now. And like our videos. We love those thumbs up. It helps YouTube know that they should recommend us to other people, which is really huge and helps our little business grow so that we can keep providing second chances to other people and furniture.
Amen to that.
Mom, this was your idea and I love it. I didn't even know this existed. It's textured paintable wallpaper. And look at this fun retro design we found on Amazon.
Oh, I loved it. It just made the piece.
Yeah, so we applied it with wallpaper paste. We slapped it on there. By slapped, I mean smoothed it out and did all that process. And if you don't know how to apply wallpaper, we have a video that teaches you exactly how to do that. We'll link it right here. So after it's all dry, we're gonna trim it up, paint it black, and then Mom, you very therapeutically painted every raised area gold. And if it weren't so hot, it probably would have been really enjoyable.
It took hours, but it was very therapeutic.
It looked amazing. You don't always need to add top coat to your mineral paints, but we decided to add it to the interior because all the bottles that are going to be coming and going and dragging, we just want to add an extra layer of protection.
Too bad we didn't have the paint sprayer for this too.
It's true, we have always struggled with applying a top coat and having it look really smooth, and we've tried every method. This sponge method works great for other people, but for some reason, at least in our Arizona heat, we cannot make it look streak-free. So we eventually gave in and just bought a really good sprayer.
So we really struggled with the door fronts and the drawer fronts, didn't we?
Yeah, we wanted these insets to be black and wood. So we were trying paint washes. We were
trying to glaze.
Which we ended up using. It worked okay. We just didn't love the end result.
Yeah, but I think I would have used just a plain chalk paint and really watered it down.
And wiped it off right away. It would have given the exact look we were hoping for. I feel like one of the areas we really screwed up on or did really well were these legs. I mean, it was a great idea, great concept to get this armoire off the ground, and that really made this piece stand out and made it functional. But our execution was not so great. These are very skinny legs for a very large, substantial piece.
I think we looked for some beefier ones, but we couldn't find them, at least not in our price range.
And not that we loved enough. So we tried these, and the piece still sold really well, but the first time we attached them, they broke right off.
I know, well, they weren't anchored right.
Right, so we had to add a bunch of wood on the sides to make them really beefy and sturdy to make sure these legs were gonna hold this armoire. So it worked, but the execution could have been much better.
Yes, finally time to put this puppy back together again.
This piece gave us a run for our money, but we learned so much and I wouldn't have it any other way. Have you guys ever had a challenging piece like this that you learned a ton from, even if it wasn't pleasant? What were some of the things that you guys learned the hard way? Our all-in cost for this piece was $170, and we sold it in one day for $595.
Wow.
Our full asking price. So what did we learn, Mom?
People love their bars.
They love their bars, they love funky, they love custom, and yeah, we've learned to really do some extreme flips and repurpose furniture. Thank you guys so much for watching today. We hope you guys learned some things right alongside with us. Have a great week and aloha!